Her name was Amina, and she was born where the river bent like a mother's arm. She was the daughter of a potter and a healer, the granddaughter of a storyteller whose voice carried across fires. Her life was stitched with the small glories of everyday things: pounding yam with her mother, laughing with her sisters as they bathed at the river, listening to the old women tell tales about spirits who lived in trees. Amina's hair was long and braided with beads that clicked like whispers when she ran. She was strong, fast, and clever with words. In the market, she bargained like a seasoned trader. At home, she sang lullabies to her baby brother until he slept with a smile. She was not a queen in a palace, but she was royalty in her world, the kind of royalty found in the dignity of labor, in the wisdom of lineage, in the laughter that stitched families together. Her people trusted her. She knew the herbs that cured fevers, the dance that welcomed rain, the songs that reminded everyone who they were. In her village, women's voices mattered. They advised chiefs, led rituals, healed wounds of both body and spirit. Amina was still young, but already her elders said, "She has the gift of remembering." She carried memory like a river carries fish, abundantly, without end. No one then could have known that her gift of remembering would one day become her lifeline. It began with strangers. Tall ships loomed on the horizon like restless clouds. At first, they brought beads and mirrors, cloth and iron. Men in her village welcomed them cautiously, curious about their strange tongues. One day, Amina's aunt convinced her to walk toward the shore where the traders gathered. "They say there are new beads, brighter than the moon," her aunt said. Amina, curious and trusting, followed. She did not know that curiosity would betray her. At the edge of the shore, she saw the beads, red, blue, green, and touched them with wonder. But as she reached out, rough hands closed around her wrists. Amina did not understand at first. She thought perhaps this was a cruel bargain her people would undo by nightfall. But the ship's belly swallowed her, and the world she had known collapsed into darkness. The ship stank of sorrow. Amina was packed into a dark hold with other women, their bodies pressed so close she could feel their ribs rise and fall against her own. The air was thick, unbreathable. Children cried until their voices cracked. Some women sang prayers in broken whispers. Others wept silently, their tears mixing with sweat and sea salt. Amina remembered her grandmother's words: "When you cannot fight, you must remember." So she remembered. She whispered the names of her village into her hands. She whispered the taste of roasted yam, the smell of her mother's hair, the sound of the drums after harvest. She whispered until the memories became stronger than the stench of the hold. Women braided seeds into their hair, passing them hand to hand. Amina braided one herself, a single grain of rice her aunt had smuggled in her palm. One day, her aunt said, "This will grow again." That single grain became Amina's talisman, a piece of her land tucked against her scalp. There were days when women leapt into the sea rather than live in chains. Amina thought of it too, but each time she touched the rice seed in her hair, she remembered her baby brother. She told herself, "I must live, if only to remember." The new land was harsh and foreign. Amina was sold like an object. She became property. Her name was changed, her body inspected, her future stolen. Yet, even here, she carried Africa in her breath. She labored in fields under a sun that burned hotter than any she had known. She nursed children not her own, while mourning those taken from her arms. Nights brought more pain, yet also small acts of defiance. She hummed songs in her mother tongue. She braided patterns in a hair that mapped escape routes. She taught other enslaved women how to boil herbs for fevers, how to hide their true names inside prayers. Her single grain of rice, miraculously, she planted in secret near the slave quarters. It sprouted weak, but it sprouted. She watered it with stolen drops from her cup, and each time she saw it rise, she whispered, "We are not gone. We are not gone." Her life became a quiet rebellion. Every recipe remembered, every story told to a child, every lullaby sung in defiance of erasure was a weapon.